All right, Global Hockey Network. We are here with the greatest band in the 505. We're here with Patema. Earlier this week, we officially announced them as our official band. We want to welcome you guys to the Global Hockey Network.
Thank you so much.
We enjoy them. We're with you guys on Monday night. We just couldn't believe how awesome you guys were. And we got together and we were just like, you know what? Let's make it official and welcome them to the Global Hockey Network family. Cool. So thank you guys for letting us come over here and interview you guys as well. And,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Later in the show, they're going to play 2 songs for you guys, so we're excited about that. Go ahead and just introduce yourselves, starting down the line here. Let everybody know out there who you guys are.
I am Jaden. I play guitar and sing in Patema.
My name is Jesse. I also play guitar.
My name is Jesse and I drum.
My name is Thomas. I play the keys.
My name is Eddie and I play the bass.
All right, so first question everybody's going to want to know out there is, do you guys follow hockey?
Yes.
I have had an affinity for hockey for a long time. I haven't delved so deep into it that I've got like a team or anything.
Right.
But of course, being from the 505, the Lobos are near and dear to my heart. So
There you go.
and I love it because, you know, I'm not big on football, not big on soccer. You know, sports have always been kind of a hit and miss thing for me.
Right.
But hockey's cool because what's more metal than people skating on ice with blades on their feet and running into each other.
I grew up playing roller hockey, living in California. And, you know, that was real popular when I was a kid, so I've always followed hockey.
So hockey is just the best, right?
That's right.
Sport. Right.
That's
It's
right.
the best sport to watch, for
Now,
sure.
you guys could be honest, too. Did you guys know of the Lobo hockey team before you met us?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm aware of
See,
it.
that's good, because usually when you come around Albuquerque and you ask, did you know the Lobos had a hockey team? Most of them say no.
Yeah, and I was
Yeah.
talking to people prior to this, you know,
Mhm.
like, hey, you know, Local Hockey Network's checking us out and talking to us and everything. They're going to come to the show and we had a hockey team?
Right?
Really?
There used to be a team like a long time ago called the Scorpions.
Yes, yeah. They moved out to Santa Ana and they fell apart. So nobody wants to make the drive out there. So,
Yeah, that's a tough one.
but yeah, the Scorpions were great, and actually some Scorpion players actually help the Lobos in coaching.
Oh, cool.
So, all right, so let's get down to business, shall we? We'll go ahead and ask you guys some questions. The first question is how did this band start?
That one, so the band kind of started more or less about a year and a half ago with the idea. It was actually me and Jesse who formed it with another member. His name was Jacob, and he was the bass player and the singer at the time. I just played guitar, and of course Jesse played drums. And so we started off as kind of a 3-piece, you know, progressive rock act, you know, with a completely different set of songs. And we did, how long do you think we remained that way? It's like
Almost a year.
no,
Wait,
no,
not
it was
even.
like 6
Not even,
months.
like 6 months. Exactly.
Yeah, it's like 6 months that we remained that way until we made some changes and you know that kind of thing happened, of course. So yeah, the band started with just friends in a garage that you know just wanted to play music, and that's
And I met these guys at their first show.
Mhm.
I was playing in another band, and we were playing after you guys, I think. And
no, you guys played directly before us.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so we were just setting up our gear, and you know, we just connected right away from there.
Yeah, I mean, it was you and I, and actually we can go back even further. I used to work at a smoothie shop because that was a cool thing to do when you're in high school. And Eddie one day walked into my smoothie shop, and it was slow, and I had full reign of the, you know, the radio station and stuff. So I was playing some Opeth, which is definitely not probably a good band to be playing inside of a smoothie shop, but we connected on that, and you know, initially, and never got each other's contact information. I was like, oh man, the coolest dude I've ever met is now gone forever. It's a pretty sad moment.
Dude, it's Albuquerque. It's
Yeah.
gone forever.
And then a year later is when that show happened, when we finally met and connected. We're like, hey, you're that guy from the smoothie shop, you know? You still like Opeth? So yeah, that was, you know, it's been kind of this weird connection of all 5 of us understanding what we're able to do musically. And I mean, like, I've known Thomas here for 5-6 years or something like that. Yeah, and I didn't realize that he could play keyboards until a year ago.
So with the one-off chance that we met at the smoothie shop, we Jesse and I met on a one-off deal. We were playing together at the church, and I recognized his rig, and I was like, "Is your dad Frankie?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I recognized it because one of the products that he has on his rig, his dad and my dad worked together. So we hit it off right there. And
It's Albuquerque.
Yeah.
It's just a
it's small, yeah. And that was, he played at church one time, and we
So
just stayed in
basically,
contact.
everything focuses around Eddie because
Yeah.
that's how I know Eddie. I used to work with him.
I'm the foundation of
Eddie's,
the band.
Eddie's the glue.
Yeah.
Together. That's right.
Yeah, because me and Eddie met years ago. So
What?
how did they recruit you to join the band?
It goes back actually far with me and Jaden too, as far as social media goes. So we knew about each other. So I mean, that's kind of where I fit into the web. And once we played at the church together, he also, in addition to my rig, recognized some riffs I was playing as being progressive. So he asked me if I knew Jaden, and I said yes. He asked if I wanted to jam. I said yes. And that was the last one here.
Patema came together, right?
Holy matrimony in that moment.
Yep.
Yep. And yeah, he was the fifth member. So
And I wasn't technically a member at the time, was I? Like,
No,
I
well,
think I
'cause
was
here's
considering.
the thing with you, yeah, is that I asked him to be in the band because when we had our member split, it was kind of this horrible situation. We were up in the air. We didn't really know if we wanted to continue. At the time, you and I had a different project that we were trying to work on. So Patema was this thing that was cool that we had done that might not have continued. And I asked Eddie to play bass in the band to kind of get us to a happy medium. And you initially told me no.
I did.
He turned down my request, even though we were working in a project already. And then, time went by and he finally came on board, which is when, Thomas kind of was there kind of at that member split as well. So we knew we had drums, guitar, and keys, but we didn't have any bass. And with my transition to being the vocalist, since our previous bass player was the full-time vocalist, I wasn't able to really play my guitar the way that I had initially done with the previous songs that we had. So I was like, well, man, we need, I need some help for sure. And it was just totally this perfect situation where Jesse came into the picture and came along to really kind of fulfill the lineup there.
Yeah, it was a perfect fit. He
Yeah.
picked up the songs right away. He got along with us perfectly. I mean, there was no awkward, like, let's, see if this guy's going to work out. It was just immediate, like, everything was there.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Like it was meant to be.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
Exactly.
So who came up with the name Patema?
I did that. Yeah, it was on kind of the fly in a way. There was a previous band kind of before Patema existed, which was actually just me and the bass player at the time, the previous bass player, and that band was called Back to Eden. And if anybody's interested in looking further into that, there's actually 2 songs on YouTube that exist. One, which has a surprising amount of views, is a Taylor Swift cover that we did. That if you want to find that, do your thing. But Jesse came on board. We decided we needed a new name. We needed new songs. So I was looking at TV shows and movies and stuff like that, and the word Patema kind of came up through all of that, and I was like, hey, why not? I'm not good at coming up with names for really anything. I don't name songs until the night before we have to play them for the first time. So, so it was one of those things. Just like, let's go with that, run with it.
Actually, I'm pretty sure right now if you look up Patema on iTunes, us and that show that the band is based on are the only things on iTunes.
Yeah.
All the things that pop up.
Yeah, we're the only 2 things. So, and we're the only band. We're the only music.
What kind of show is it?
It's anime.
It's
It's
anime.
totally Japanese anime. To be honest with you, I watched it and it was really intriguing. It was a very interesting story because I saw the name and I liked it. I'm like, well, if I like the name, I got to check out the show. So
Right.
Turns out I like the show. Why not?
So who are the creative minds of this band? Who's in charge of writing the songs?
At this point in the band's life, we've got a record under our belts. It's not quite released yet, but it's there. It's written. Everything's pretty much finalized. And because of that transitional phase that we've talked about already, a lot of these songs kind of came from then. Ideas that meshed between me and Jesse at that point. So it's kind of, back when I was in high school, writing riffs in my bedroom because I didn't have any friends and I played guitar for 8 hours a day. A lot of the songs kind of came from there, and then all of them, where they entered the band, decided to throw in all of their ideas and all of their personalities. So the core structure of the songs kind of came from stuff that I had written, alone, imagining what it would sound like with drums and bass and, all the imaginary friends that I had at the time. And then Jesse, and then everybody else kind of played it. So
everybody has a part in it. So
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you guys all work together. Most bands, you have 1 or 2 writers, and then the rest just follow along. But that's good.
Yeah, with the way technology is anymore, when we're alone, we can write a riff and we just exchange them back and forth.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
some of them are good, some of them aren't.
yeah, we're honest with each other.
Right.
When someone writes a lemon of a riff,
Yeah.
we're like, man, that ain't gonna sound.
The hits are greater than the misses.
Yeah, that's right.
So, that's a good thing. But
You're gonna get 100 no's before you get a yes, right?
That's right.
yeah, and that's just part of the refining process of writing is that, you have rough drafts and proofs. It's just like writing, an essay in school.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
similar. We go through it with red letters and erase things, put things in until it's the way that we want it.
So what influences you guys to play music?
Man, let's just go down the line with this one. For me, it was kind of this, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I knew I wanted to play music, by the age that I could walk. It was just something in me that I wanted to do. I remember being like 5, 6 years old, maybe younger, trying to emulate the sound of a distorted guitar with my voice, in the way a little kid would, and I'd like compose songs in my room at night, and I'd run to my mom's room. I'd like perform them for her because I wanted to, be like, I want to show you what I created, what I thought of. So it wasn't until 9 years old that I got my first guitar and lessons and stuff, and it kind of took off from there. And influences came and went. Every band I hear influences me in some way or another. So it's kind of just there from the start for me.
Yeah, it was there pretty early for me too. So I grew up in a home where I had a dad that played in a Van Halen tribute band as a guitarist.
Oh,
So
very cool.
So I also remember being like 5 years old and getting to see some of the local shows that he played outdoors and stuff because I wasn't old enough to go to the club shows. But I didn't actually pick up a guitar until I was about 9. I remember I was sitting in a parking lot at a Boston's Pizza, which I don't even think we have anymore.
No, it doesn't exist.
Yeah. But Beats in the Heart by Avenged Sevenfold came on the radio and I just fell in love with the sound of that band. And I never really expanded outside of 80s rock before, so metal was a brand new thing to me. So I don't remember how I got a hold of their CD, but it happened quick, and everything just stemmed from there. That opened a whole new world for me.
Nice.
I started drumming when I was 12, and then that's when I got my first kit. And then before that, I always wanted to just play drums. That's like all I ever wanted to do. I heard somebody playing a guitar, and then I was like, "What is making that sound?" And somebody said the drums. So it turns out I like the guitar sound. So some idiot told me it was the drum, So I was like, "Oh, well, that's what I want to do." And then I was like, "It sounds nothing like that." But I just picked it up and I liked it, and then I just listened to black metal growing up all the time. That was my favorite thing ever, and it still is. So I would just listen to that, and then I would just play 2 songs over and over again until I was searching for somebody to friggin' play music with. And then one of my friends told me, he's like, "You should come with me to a show to The Artist Murder." I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "You should meet my guitarist friend because you should make a band with him." I was like, "Yeah, right." Everyone says that. And then I met Jaden, and then he came over on a whim. My mom's like, "Who's this?" I was like, "Oh, it's just a friend. We're gonna play music." And then it hit it off, and then
Then where you are now?
And interweaving connections.
I was actually probably the opposite of most people, where I started piano lessons really young. It was like 8 or 9 too, and I didn't like it at all. I did it for like 2-3 years, and then I kind of just stopped. And then a few years later, I came back to it just because, like, hey, why not? And I forgot how to read music and all that, so I was like, oh. So then I just started writing my own,
Right.
and that's kind of where it really started to, like, I just really got something from it, just to be able to just create something like that. It was fantastic. And I kind of learned guitar for a little, and just, and went right back to keys after, and I was also the opposite of you, to where I would never play in front of anyone. My parents didn't hear me play for like 2 years. And I just wouldn't. Like, this band is my first time ever playing with people, and it's just opened up a lot of stuff in me.
So these guys helped you overcome that fear of...
Essentially, yeah.
That's good.
First show was pretty nerve-wracking, but after that, it's been great.
And now you enjoy it.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine wanting to do anything else now.
Nice.
Yeah, Key's first show with the band was like a few weeks before I joined the band, but I went to that performance and saw these four. It was just you four, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw them play and I was like, okay, this is something I want to be a part of.
And that was our first
I
show
was,
in the band.
yeah, it was the first show together.
And
My
it was
first
our
show.
first show back, and our first show with new members, and there was a lot of familiarity before when we were just a three-piece. There's a lot of connection there, but getting back to it with new songs and new members, almost a complete makeover, was really it was a terrifying experience for us because we were used to a norm, So
Yeah. Eddie?
I picked up an instrument a lot later than these guys did. I didn't start playing until I was 15. I was pretty artistic growing up. I drew a lot and I wrote quite a bit, and would get asked to read my poetry at things. And I had a guy. The first time I ever had anybody buy my art, I was drawing on a piece of paper in church, and some old man came up to me and offered me $2 for whatever garbage I was drawing. And so I was like, maybe I can make some money doing what I like. And but yeah, my initial influence on any sort of music was I was looking through my dad's glove box one day, and he had a Rush tape in there, and all he told me was that drummer's the best drummer in the world. And I was like, well, I like the best. So I popped it in, really liked it. I was probably 11 at the time, and I was still pursuing other things. I was really into sports as a kid, and that kind of consumed my life at that point. And then I saw Korn play live, and I was like, that's what I want to do with my life. And we didn't have a lot of money growing up, so it took a while to afford a guitar. So I got a little Strat guitar for my 15th birthday, learned how to play on that, and then I joined the school band pretty much right away, and I wanted to play the bass, and they had a bass in there, and they wouldn't let me play the bass because it wasn't good enough. I couldn't read music well enough, couldn't play it well enough. And the band teacher said, your dad drums, so you can drum. And so I got stuck on the drums throughout all high school. And so I just played my bass at church and at home. And I actually didn't play my bass for a good 5-6 years. When I moved here after high school, I met a guy where I was working at a gas station, and he had a Guitar Center lanyard on. And I didn't know anybody, and he's like, hey, you want to play? And I was like, sure. And so I took my crappy drum set over to his place and started playing in a thrash metal band. And I drummed all the time after that. So it wasn't until maybe 5 or 6 years later where I started playing bass again, which was my original instrument that I wanted to play. Which I'm glad I played the guitar first, because it taught me how to play chords and a little bit of theory without even knowing it was a theoretical instrument. So that's pretty much how I got into music.
Sweet.
Those bands, you might find something that you like for sure.
And being around each other a lot, at least for me, I'm starting to see what everybody's influences are. So when I hear him drum, I hear Dimmu Borgir. He's a big black metal fan, and we had that discussion last week where I sent him a screenshot of a song that came up on Spotify, and we got to talking. I was like, I can hear your drumming in this.
Yeah.
So everybody's styles kind of originate from what they listen to, and there's not a whole lot of crosstalk in the bands that we like.
Yeah.
I mean, the stuff that Keys likes is so different from what everybody else likes.
Yeah.
And
For him, you hear him playing. The shirt. There's a lot of Queens and Stone Age in there.
Queens, Beatles, Gorillaz.
People that Ghost and bands like that. A lot of those kind of airy bands or riff-based bands and stuff. And for Jesse here, it's you can hear the '80s, the Van Halen influence, but you also get the Dream Theater and stuff like that. And You know, those big influences for him. And yeah, like the black metal stuff. I mean, in one of our songs, actually the next single that come out called Anathema, you know, the drums show off a little bit, and he does a lot of those blast beats that, you know, the heavy metal guys like. So there's a little bit of, you know, something for everybody in the music, I'd say.
So mostly, you know, if you were to pick like 3 bands, it'd be Dream Theater.
Dream Theater for sure.
3 bands.
I'd say
Like
Queens of the Stone Age,
Gorillas.
Gojira.
Another one is Avenged Sevenfold, of course, like you mentioned earlier. I mean, we're talking kind of the heavier aspects of the band.
Opeth's a huge one.
Opeth is definitely a huge
So,
one.
Level Hockey fans, if you're a fan of any of these bands that they're suggesting, this is the band for you guys. So, I'm a huge Avenged Sevenfold fan. So when I heard you guys at the show, I could definitely hear, like I told you, your single sounds like the stage from Avenged Sevenfold, and I absolutely love that album. So I was like jamming your tunes. So
Sweet.
I like it.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. All right. So you know, we talked about it. You know, talk about more about the bands that influenced you guys. You know, we heard Avenged Sevenfold for you. You know, but
Honestly, man, I would say that Dream Theater is the band for me.
Dream Theater.
I mean, from the age of about 6 till 9, Dream Theater was the only band on my iPod. And I have memories. I used to go to Santa Fe all the time.
Couldn't do
And
it.
the album Images and Words, I never got sick of it. I probably heard Images and Words over 1,000 times.
so I bet you were excited when Mike Portnoy joined Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah,
for a
that
little
was
bit.
a phenomenal experience for me.
I mean, under horrible circumstances,
Yeah.
but you know, it was cool to see him on that album.
Totally.
How about you guys? Any other bands that influenced you?
Cradle of Filth and Typo Negative. Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Say Beatles were probably the first band that really got me into it. So it was like, honestly, I never really was into music much until then, and then I heard a few songs from them, and I just bought like the whole box set.
Nice.
And that's
That's-
what got me started.
That's similar to me. Like, I wasn't into music really at all. Like, everybody was listening to, you know, all the pop stuff in school, and I was just like, whatever. And then when I heard Rush, it was like there was something to it that, you know, struck me as different.
That's cool because you guys are, you know, all fans of all different types of music. Yet you come together and you form this one. You know, that's what makes bands amazing. Where you can take different styles.
What really makes the band work, I mean, outside of the prerequisite of being able to play, is that we all get along. We're all best friends. We pretty much only spend our time with each other at this point. And, I mean, I've been in bands in the past, and, you know, some of it is personality, some of it is creative differences, but like with us, the creative process is really smooth. You know, as far as just how we get along, that's what it comes down to. Is that, you know, even if we weren't playing music, we would still be, you know,
Still friends.
the best friends.
Well, we're gonna test you guys a little later of how well you guys know each other.
Oh, dear.
We'll move on real quick. All right, so let's talk more about the band. How many shows have you guys played?
I think we counted like either last night or this morning.
Yeah.
15 total shows I think this band has played, and that's including the 3-piece segment. There were 8 shows
Let's see,
played as a 3-piece, and there were 7 shows. Let's call it 5 shows played as a 5-piece and 2 shows played as a 4-piece. So there's a whole lot of cross, you know, it's math. It's math there.
So where do you guys play the majority of your shows?
It's actually been recently the Launchpad here in town for us. For us, we find that the sound system there, the sound engineer there, they work really well with the band in terms of just the sonic capacity the band has to offer usually. They're able to really kind of clear up the mix and make sure that things sound proper the way that we like it, the way that people seem to like it as well.
The staff's good to us
Yeah.
and the fans.
Yeah, people love going there too, so it's a perfect place to host shows. You know, I think we headlined a show there.
Was it
About 2 months ago?
September?
Yeah, something like that. And yeah, the turnout was just fabulous. You know, it was just fantastic. 300-400 people, something like
Something
that.
like that,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was pretty impressive. You know, and people love it there, definitely.
When you guys are on stage, especially when you see 300, 400 people there, what is going through each of your guys' heads when you guys start playing?
Hope I don't screw up.
For me, like there's a task at hand to provide excellence to the people that are paying to see you perform. And so, yeah, we're doing what we want to do, but all of us in life have times where we need to escape, and a lot of people escape through music. So my intention up there is to be excellent, so these people are entertained, not thinking about the problems in life, even if it's just for a short moment, to just be able to let loose, enjoy something. We try to engage people as best we can, and just for me it comes down to giving people that time to get away from all the stresses that life inevitably is going to bring toward you.
Yeah, hit the nail on the head with that one for sure. Yeah, we're entertainers. That's what we want to do. We get to be entertainers through the music that we've grown up with, and as people pay money to grab tickets, they spend their time to come down to a show, and it's an escape for them. It's relaxing for them, but what they want to see more than anything else is a band who makes that real for them. Takes them to a place where they're able to not worry about the things that are worrying them, and just enjoy the moment of whatever band it may be, whatever music that they like, So we try to provide that to people in a way that's expressive for us, and also allows people to be, express it in themselves too.
But like he said, majority of the time, just don't screw up.
Yeah, just don't. Yeah. Play your parts.
Right. Any future plans on touring?
Certainly, yeah. That's that's the overall goal for sure. It's we've sat down and had overnight talks about where we're going to go and how much money it's going to take us, and there's a whole lot of background planning to it, and a lot of people just see that one post that's all the tour dates and a cool picture behind it, and it's like, oh man, cool, they're on tour, but the hours and work that go into making phone calls and preparing the gear, you don't get into music to play guitar, play bass or whatever, and all of a sudden decide, hey, I need to go down to the music shop and spend $300 on a rugged hard shell case for this stuff because I don't want it to explode in the back of the van. But those are the types of things that you need to think about. So we're that's at the forefront of our minds, being completely prepared. Having the music now is gonna be able to take us that way, and the road life is the life for us for sure.
Where would you guys like to head to first? Would it be out of state? Would it be
Colorado.
in state? Colorado?
Colorado would be cool. Yeah. Of course, there are the classics like California. And, places like that. The coast is just a fantastic place to play. But realistically for us, and I think geographically, we're placed kind of in a cool position too, because we can, we're here, we can branch off in almost any direction. It's always up from where we're at. So Colorado would probably be one of the first places we hit, and eventually just branch out.
I want to play Japan.
Oh, Japan. Yeah, we're talking international. Japan is on my list for sure.
Worldwide.
Yep. Worldwide.
But the biggest thing about touring is the fan support.
Yeah.
You definitely need the fans. We've learned that from experience that without the fans, you guys, us as entertainers as well, are nothing. So the fans are what gets you to place.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, the Lowell Hockey Network, we had such loving fans. They got us to Colorado when we were broadcasting there.
Cool.
And then it's the same thing with the band.
Yeah.
Well, that's the cool thing that's happening for us is that people are wanting to invest in the band, not necessarily monetarily, but people are coming to us. How can we be a part of this? And it's been crazy. It's been from somebody wanting to write a novel that was based off of their experience that they had at our last show. It's all these mediums that I would have never expected anybody to be like, hey, can we get involved? This here, I would have never thought, a hockey network is going to interview us someday.
Yeah.
So
seriously.
that's
awesome.
kind of the
Feeling.
it's the fun thing about the artistic medium is that you don't know where it's going to go,
Yep.
and
Exactly.
people are really responding to us. We released our single yesterday on March 1st, and just my phone blew up all day long.
Yeah.
And it was from other musicians. It was from just friends that I've had over the years. Not my parents,
Never the
not
parents.
them,
No.
but just all sorts of people just coming out of everywhere.
Nowhere and everywhere.
Jaden called me late last night, and we were talking about the response that we were getting, and it was just really neat because it was very humbling because we put all this work into here, and you're just hoping that somebody's going to connect with it. And so far, people are really engaged with what we're doing.
I was going to ask you about that. You guys dropped a new single, Memorial, right? Why was it your first single?
That one was the first single because I think one is the shortest song on the album, which definitely played a huge part, but also it's got this kind of rise to it. It starts very low. It starts with, just keyboards doing this big melody and the guitar joins, and basically the song is one big build from start to finish. The ending solo is the kind of big, apex of the song, and we thought that it was a song that people could relate to, with the subject matter about kind of being in a world where you're unable to be creative like you once were as a child, per se, where you're surrounded by tall buildings and you've got a briefcase in your hand, and all you want to do is go outside and look up at the clouds and stars and stuff and imagine things and just create. So the song is a more relatable one for that reason. I can relate to it for sure. So, and it's pretty.
It's like I said, it's a great song. Like I told you guys off camera, if you guys had 200 views, it was probably because of me. But I really enjoyed the song. How do fans out there get a hold of this song?
Right now, it's actually really easy. Of course, you got like YouTube and stuff. We've got links everywhere, but of course, it's on iTunes. It's on Spotify. It's like Google Play, Tidal, Amazon Music. Yeah, it's Apple Music for sure.
So pretty much anywhere that you can download music, you can get the single.
Exactly.
Do it. I mean, it's
Not on
it's
SoundCloud.
not on SoundCloud. But I mean, if, like the Lowell hockey fans, if you guys really want to enjoy the song, just add it to it your playlist. I guarantee you. Coming from me, I really enjoyed this song. When does the EP or LP come out?
The album is, we're hoping for a summer release on that one. Like I said, we're releasing another single here pretty soon. And yeah, we're just hoping to get this one out as soon as possible. Because, I mean, we're fairly impatient guys, I think, all of us, and we actually started writing more new material, so we're just like, man, let's keep this train moving, let's get it on the road, get material out there, start creating more material, and just have a lot to share. And I think we've talked about this too as well. It's like timelines on things. It's always tough, but
Is it going to come out on a physical CD since those are kind of disappearing, or is it going to be all?
Well, we've kind of talked about how we want to do that. Vinyl's coming back, and it's not necessarily the most cost-effective way to purchase music, but we feel like that the people that are really going to want our music would enjoy putting it on a vinyl, because a lot of the bands that we like are doing a lot of represses on their old albums, and then some of the bands, like you had mentioned, The Stage, that one's on vinyl, and just the fidelity of the music is there on the vinyl, where you may lose some of it streaming it. So it really just depends on what your preference is, but yeah, we would like to see a physical release.
Of course.
And obviously, people are streaming. I mean, I stream 90% of the music that I listen to, but if people want to invest, physically into the band, a vinyl is kind of the way people are doing it these days. So we want to
If
explore
you guys
that idea.
definitely release new vinyl, I'll definitely pick it up. Because I collect vinyls. I have all the Avenged Sevenfold ones. So it's like, I'll definitely be a fan to pick one up. Where do you guys see yourselves in 10 years? Where's Patema going to be in 10 years?
At the top, man. That's
That's where we want to
where
be.
we want to be. That's what we're working so hard, to accomplish, and that's where we're headed.
This is a 24/7 job.
Yeah.
Like we're always doing this. A lot of late nights.
Yeah.
A lot of correspondence work during the day.
Yeah.
And then a lot of rehearsals, writing, playing.
Yeah.
When we can all get together. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the live aspect of the show. For that X amount of time that we get, there's tens and hundreds of hours that we've put into perfecting what we do. I mean, we've only played these shows together live a handful of times, but we've probably played these songs together over 100 times.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. And that's kind of the thing. There's, again, the whole background thing. There's a lot of work that goes into it, and putting in the hours, and it's a job at this point. We work the way that you would work at a normal job to be able to make this kind of stuff happen. To be able to play a certain way, to perform the kind of stuff that we want to perform. There's a certain level of standards that we keep for ourselves as musicians, as just people in general. It's one of those things.
So the goal is like a sled amphitheater. You have Patema playing. That's the headliner.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
You have California. You have the Roxy or something. You have Patema.
Red Rocks.
Red Rocks. Yeah.
For sure.
You guys are a fan of Colorado. Alrighty, guys. So, tell our fans out there, tell your fans out there, where can they hear more about this band and about the music?
Yeah. Social media has been huge for us. We're on all the platforms: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and stuff like that. So those are definitely great mediums to be able to find us and be updated. Often about what we're up to. Show updates. Recording and stuff like that. Even practices and silly videos. Soon, we've got a website coming. It's being built currently for us. And that's going to be great. That's going to be able to kind of connect everything together. Your one-stop shop for being able to get to those social media outlets, but also getting updates specifically on the website. That you wouldn't see, like links to to the songs, like actual players and stuff like that. All the cool stuff, all the technology that you can do on the website now. So.
Hopefully this interview.
Yeah, exactly. Interviews and reviews and things like that will definitely be posted on that. So that'll be the big one.
So the fans of Global Hockey Network, they want to hear something that rocks every time they tune in. We had currently James Hart of Burn Halo gave us the approval to play their songs, but we wanted to keep it local, and we went to you guys. So can you guarantee to the fans that you're gonna write something for us that's gonna rock?
It's already written.
It's already written.
It's gonna rock, man.
It's got me intrigued.
Yeah, it's already rocking.
So that's good because you guys are gonna get all the playing time. You guys are gonna get the intro. You guys are gonna get as much as we can to get you on there. So people are gonna hear you, Patema, every time they watch the Lobos out there, and so yeah. And the Lobo hockey fans are the most loyal fans you'll ever meet. So
awesome.
If they get addicted to you guys are going to get a whole new fan base. And as I told you before the show, that post that we posted, you guys were officially the band of the Lobo Hockey Network. It's one of our most successful posts. Awesome. So people are already loving you guys. So
Nice.
Yeah. So now what we're going to do is we're going to present you. I brought you a little gift. It's not big or anything like that, but we actually have a decal for you guys, the Lobo Hockey Network. So
yes.
I see your case here full of stickers. So hopefully,
kick drum.
yeah. See, we'll put on the kick drum. See,
Hey.
there you go. If you guys need more, let us know. And then we're also we would also love to see you guys in Lobo Hockey merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
So our friends at Preston Hart are working on to get you guys some Lobo Hockey merchandise as well. So
Sweet.
yeah,
Gotta have
that
a
was
shirt.
Eddie was actually, if you guys watched the video, Eddie was actually rocking a Lobo Hockey Network t-shirt shirt, so we appreciate that, Eddie, for wearing that for us.
Thank you.
But yeah, that's for you guys. So, like I said, Level Hockey Network, go to facebook.com. Patema official, right? Is the
Yeah, for Facebook is Patema official.
and where can they follow you on Instagram?
Same Patema official. You know,
And Snapchat as well.
Snapchat we'll have, but Twitter for sure. Same
Twitter.
thing. Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to stay up to the band, we'll post their updates as well. So as soon as they get a show going, we'll share it with you guys. But now it's the time of the show where we want to know if you guys know each other. This is a little game we call Guess Who. Okay, so you guys said you're friends, you're close, you guys know each other, but let's see if you really do. What I had the band do is I had them write down something that they didn't know about each other, and they have to guess who it is. Okay, I'm gonna go in random order. I put them in a random order. So here we go. So the first person, this band member of Patema, peed his pants in the first grade while passing out papers.
Oh man, I can't believe that's not Eddie. I'm sorry.
It sounds like Eddie.
It sounds like Eddie.
I'm gonna
Eddie,
go.
do you have a guess?
Yeah, I peed my pants.
Oh man. That's funny. You guys
That's
do it right away.
unbelievable. Why would you guess me?
Any recent accidents, my boy?
While he was on stage on Oxford
Yeah,
on Monday,
Unbelievable.
That's not so fun with that.
let's see here. This band member waited until he had to sneeze, then proceeded to sneeze in a kid's mouth for making fun of him at camp.
Oh, this is Jesse.
No one else.
You guys, I guess you do know each other.
That's
very
way
well.
too edgy not to be Jesse.
Oh man. Oh, that's good. Okay, this was it just like directly like in the
So he kept making fun of me at camp when I was younger. So I waited till I had to sneeze, and I said to myself, "I'm gonna sneeze in this kid's mouth." Because that's like the lowest of the low. And he was my age, and I waited till I had to sneeze, and he just wouldn't stop making noises, so I sneezed right in his mouth twice. And it was one of those like double sneezes where like
so two for two.
that was really
Oh man. And Eddie, how did you feel? Like, did you get made fun of for
It was
that?
like
So it was like right towards the end of the day, and I was handing out papers, and I had to go. I told the teacher I gotta go. She's like, "No, you gotta hand these papers out." And I was like, "Okay." And then I remember I put the last paper down, and I just looked down. All over the place, and I was like, "No." And so one of the girls in class walked me to the nurse's office, and it was like in one of those transition points, like the bell had just rang, and so all the kids are outside. I'm walking to the nurse's office, and kids are just
According to Billy Madison, peeing in your pants.
peeing your
cool.
pants is the coolest.
Yeah, see, there you go. All right, so we'll move on. This band member once ate 14 donuts in one sitting.
Keys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was
Unbelievable.
He was pointing towards you. So tell us about the 14. What was it, a competition or were you just hungry?
Himself.
What up, me bro?
It's really not a happy story. It's just one of those things you don't realize till after. Like, oh man, why'd I go and do that?
But see, if you had a dozen,
Exactly.
and then you had to go to a second box.
Well, because one was glazed box and the other had flavored sauce.
Yeah, but I don't.
7-7.
We're going back and forth.
All right, so there's two members left.
Okay, so we can't guess on this one.
All right, so this band member can't comfortably eat a meal without watching TV while he eats.
Repeat that question again. Hold on.
Okay, this band member can't comfortably eat a meal without watching TV.
I would say that's more Jesse's
Yeah,
dad.
that's Jesse.
Are we tallying the votes?
You're gonna say Jesse?
going with me?
Yeah.
Everybody's going with Jesse? Actually, no. That's this guy right here,
When I
Jaden.
heard can't comfortably eat, I go right to Jason.
So explain that. You can't eat without watching a TV show, Netflix.
no one else to eat except you.
Well, that's part of it. But no, it's this weird comfort thing for me. Like, if I'm eating a meal in silence, there's like a level of loneliness there for me. I can't like properly enjoy my meal. It doesn't taste right. I've got to have something playing, even if it's in the background. I don't care what's on. I just leave it. Like I've been over to his house. I've been over at his place and, we're eating food and stuff like that, and it's quiet. It just pisses me off. So we turn on like Ancient Aliens or something like that.
It takes this boy like 20 minutes just to put down a protein shake.
Unbelievable.
If he can even finish it. He's like a little child. He can't finish his food.
Oh, man.
I give him coffee at my house. It goes cold.
There's no TV on.
It's true. I don't turn the TV on.
That's the point of this to roast
Oh.
because this last band member hasn't bought underwear in over 4 years.
Holy
Oh,
Excuse me.
So,
man.
You didn't say wash, but
who's
chill
that?
out.
it's funny how you all looked at one person because
What was the last one?
it could be.
we got birthday gift ideas.
Yeah.
I can tell.
In fact, your birthday's
I had
a
an
ways away.
explanation for that.
We got an explanation. We want to hear this.
Red mine.
No, I worked at a clothing store where my discount was incredible. So I bought underwear like in bulk with just incredible quantities of boxers.
Take 60 pair of underwear, please.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. I think there's still pairs in my drawer that I haven't even unbagged yet. Yeah, there's just no need.
All right, so it's been 4 years, and
Scrounging.
even though they say you're supposed to replace your underwear every like 6 months, but
Who said
Well, then
that?
here's my question.
Dude, that cat ruined me.
Who says that?
If it's been 4 years, but you've still got unbagged underwear, you're just recycling old underwear, right? So how many holes does your favorite pair of underwear have in it?
No, I mean, I'm dedicated.
How can you have a favorite pair of underwear when you have so much underwear?
Well,
Underwear
You
is
just throw them away.
disposable to him.
Yeah.
that's fairly true.
I wanted this one 4 years ago.
Yeah, I'm a little disgusted when I wear the same one twice.
Well, no, are you the
Oh,
guy that
opulence.
Unbelievable.
What's it gonna be like when you guys are on tour? And you're in the van.
you're out of underwear?
He's
You're
gonna
out
be
of-
peeing his pants. He's gonna have the same
We'll
ones
just take
forever.
Yeah, I was in a suitcase.
You'll just sneeze in people's
I
mouths.
was gonna sneezing at your mouth.
Communal boxers.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Like a
keep the
clean
donuts
box of
away from
underwear.
him.
And then I don't know how this guy's gonna survive being on tour.
Yeah, I've gotta have my shows on while I eat. It's a simple.
What's your favorite show?
It's just a simplicity of life that I enjoy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So last question, and we'll have to let you guys go. But there's one thing in this room that you guys always want shown. Like either here or no, but I'm talking about you guys have a nice little fascination with geese. So so how did that come? Something spotlight on this guy.
I had 2 geese, and they're funny. You let them loose in the morning, and they just waddle around and quack at everyone during the day.
So what made it want to become part? Is it something you guys do at shows too? Is it when people go see you guys? Is there going to be like a little hidden geese sticker
Soon
somewhere?
to be.
Very soon,
I am looking
actually.
for a little stuffed goose to put on my stand there.
Recently, we went and bought goose calls
Yeah.
at Cabela's.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
Yes, great.
So if you guys ever see Patema out there, you're gonna maybe you guys could do a T-shirt with
That was the
geese on
original
it.
idea. That was like the first idea. We wanted to do that. For the longest time, our banners on social media were from our first show, and it was just the 4 of us. We took this picture that somebody got of us, and we photoshopped goose heads on on our own heads. So that was this Facebook banner with us playing our instruments and just a bunch of goose heads.
Man, I will cry tears of joy if we ever get to the point where we're playing a stadium and instead of a standing ovation, we get a standing quack.
It's standing quack. We gotta make that
Truly
happen.
fantastic.
Yes, that would bring joy to our existence.
We do call them gooses.
Goose, yeah, that's, I don't know.
It's a term, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Level Hockey fans. Well, you guys saw it here first, our first ever interview with Patema. Guys, thank you for joining us on the Level Hockey
Thanks for
Network.
having us.
I hope this is just many more to come. And then when you guys get famous, you guys don't forget about us.
That's right.
'cause- all right, so last question. When can we expect the Level Hockey Network to hear our song?
That will be.
When do you want it?
Boom, there you go.
Maybe the Lobos leave to nationals here on March 13th, or they leave actually before that, but their first game is on March 13th. So hopefully before then, we would like to hear, maybe give them
Maybe we
words
can
of
do a
encouragement.
silent release through the Little Hockey Network before we do anything with the signal.
That's sick.
But the next one,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Sounds good.
before we announce anything.
so many plans, but for sure, it's really cool. It's
Nice,
super sick.
nice. We're excited to hear it, and if you guys can look into the camera, just tell them one big favor for me. Like I said, the Lobos are heading to nationals for the first time ever in school history. If you guys could just give them a good luck and go get them at nationals from you guys. Tell the crowd who you are, just say good luck and do your thing, man. So
We are Patema, and we hope you have an absolutely killer game. Good luck out there. Thank you, Lobos. Thank you, Lobo Hockey Network.
thank you.
Love you guys.
Alrighty, so you guys heard it here first. I am Joshua Correa here with the Lobo Hockey Network. You guys have a good one. We'll see you next time on Behind the Ice.
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Can we get this?
Is that right?
Where's my drink? Oh my